What is going on, guys? Fitcho here, and welcome back to the Valentino Rossi the Game career mode. It is part number 5. Now, if you do enjoy this video, make sure you smash that like button, and if you are new around here, make sure you subscribe. And speaking of subscribers, last night we hit 500 subscribers, which is absolutely crazy, and I can't thank you guys enough. It is freaking awesome. I will be doing something special for 500 subs. There will be a video on that out later today, hopefully, or maybe even before this video, most likely afterwards, so look out for that. But here we are, Valentino Rossi the Game, career number 5. We're currently in our first full-time Moto3 season. We've completed the first 2 rounds. I think we got a 5th and a 4th, and hopefully we can get a couple more races out of the way. Now, I talked about a problem in the previous episode where I was struggling with the difficulty, and the amount of laps and stuff. I was struggling to get from the back all the way to the front on hard difficulty, and I suggested qualifying. Now, I've played around with this a bit in sort of a quick race sort of format, and if it's in qualifying, I get pole and just fuck off into the distance because I'm really, really quick on this difficulty. If I go to the difficulty above, I'm way off the pace. So what I'm thinking of doing is continue to start last, keep the difficulty the same, but up the number of laps from 3 to 5 laps, and see how that goes for this episode. Without further ado, let's jump into it. What is up next in our career? It looks like we have the Moto3 race at Austin, and then at Jerez, and then I might try and do that Moto Ranch event as well. Let's jump to Austin, see how we go. Moto3, let's go.
A warm welcome to the United States to all our viewers. We're here at the Circuit of the Americas to bring you live coverage of the Moto3 race. At the moment, the track is completely soaked and the rain shows no signs of letting up. This will definitely prompt race direction to declare a wet race.
For God's sake, it is absolutely pissing it down here in Austin. But we are underway. Now, I have ridden this track a little bit, and it's really, really difficult. It's a real challenge on a bike. And it's a track that I've struggled at compared to some of the other tracks on this game. We're getting a bit of a frame rate drop as we pile up into turn 1. We cut the corner a little bit, but I think that was okay. We're up into 17th. In these full wet conditions. Now, on this game, I haven't actually noticed the wet weather play much of a role. It hasn't really changed the way the bikes handle, the levels of grip, or anything as I barge up the inside there. It just seems like almost like an aesthetic thing. You can just, it's like the cosmetics. You can just sort of see the water on the track and you can see the rain, but you don't actually feel it when you're riding the motorbike. As we look up the inside there, and we're already up into the top 10, which is absolutely brilliant start, as we're now behind Quartararo. I keep butchering his name every time I try and pronounce it. Quartararo, that's it. We're now looking up his outside as we head to the hairpin. Now we need to get a good exit off this corner, because this is a very, very long straight. We're going to try and get in the slipstream of Antonelli and this whole lead pack. But we've actually had a very good start here in Austin. But like I was saying, the rain, it doesn't really seem to make much of an effect other than visually. So that's a bit of a disappointment so far. As many bikes run wide, 4 of them to be exact, including Jorge Navarro and a few others. As we now look up the inside, we're struggling to get the power down. We're going to try and find a gap that doesn't exist there. But now we're banging Antonelli out of the way a bit. And another thing I've noticed about this game is you can make a lot of contact with other bikes without actually going down, as Fenati comes right up our inside there as we got a poor run. We're already in this lead, this battle pack for the lead, which is brilliant stuff, and this actually might not be too difficult a race. We could have got away with actually maybe a 3-lap race here as we completely butcher that turn, and we've lost 4, 5, 6 places possibly as we head into the last turn. Right as I was saying, we could have possibly got away with this being a 3-lap race. Absolutely butcher that. Now we've got a bit more work ahead of us to try and win this race. We've got the inside of one. Oh, we got a bit loose on the AstroTurf as we ran quite wide as the frame rate's dropping. We're up into P7 again as we got a nice run through the first couple of turns. Is now going through the tricky S section. We managed to make up 2 positions That section is actually really difficult in this game, trying to shift the weight around and get the bike actually turned. And the quick changes of directions. We now got the inside. We're into the top 4 of just one place off the podium. And it looks like our teammate Brad Binder is actually leading the race at this stage from Bulega and Bastianini. Trying to get a bit of slipstream off our teammate Brad Binder. We're going to make this 3 wide as we sneak up the middle of Bastianini and Binder and possibly even get the lead. We've got a much better run than Bulega, I think that's how you pronounce it. We're into the lead. We head down to this very heavy braking zone to the end of the straight and we lose out to Bulega, I think that's how you pronounce it. Correct me if I'm wrong. It wouldn't surprise me if I'm wrong as I make a bit of contact. Like in that situation, realistically, I probably should have gone down. I shouldn't still be riding and in the lead of this race after contact like that. Which is one problem I find with this game, is you can get away with a lot more than you would be able to in real life. And out of the final corner we come, pop a little wheelie and across the line to win in Austin by a large amount, as you can see there. We absolutely dominated that race, winning by pretty much 5 seconds because we did do a wheelie and lost a lot of time at the end, but our fastest lap is about 2.5 seconds quicker than anyone else. Now, the wet weather on this game, after this experience and the race in one of the wildcard events when we were in Malaysia last season, the wet weather on this game is really, really bad. Like, the bike feels like it handles the exact same. It feels like you're riding almost in dry conditions, but just visually looks different. And your lap time, you don't feel any slower or anything. You don't have less grip or anything. It feels like the dry. And I feel like I can go just as fast as the dry. I haven't actually compared lap times to actually know. But then the AI's performance drops way off by a few seconds. But ours don't. And whenever it's wet, it's almost a guaranteed win for us. It's just really, really odd. And I hope Milestone do fix this because it's quite odd. Essentially, a wet weather race is almost a gifted win to me right now because, yeah, the bike doesn't feel any different. It feels like I'm riding in the dry, but the AI are a few seconds slower, so it's just easy for me to win the race. So it's a little odd and a little bit frustrating. I hope that it's something that Milestone will address in the future. But nonetheless, we did win, and the top 4 are all KTM bikes, so that is always good. Let's proceed. This should move us up in the Riders Championship a little bit. Now we're up into 3rd, and we're actually moved ahead of our teammate Brad Binder, which is always nice. And it looks like the top 4 in the championship are all KTMs, and KTM will have pulled a little bit further away in the constructors, which is always good. Let's proceed. I think the next race is in Jerez. Let's go.
Greetings to all you racing enthusiasts. The 4th race of the season is about to get underway here at the Jerez de la Frontera circuit, the traditional home of the Spanish Grand Prix in the Moto3 class.
Here we are in Jerez. Now it's actually a 6-lap race here. The distance is a 25%. That's what I thought it was normally 5 laps. But here in Jerez it's 6, and we're underway. And I actually quite like the Jerez circuit on this game, so we've got a good chance to have a solid result and back up that win we just had in COTA. We're already up into, 26 after turn 1, which is always a good start. We're having a massive frame rate drop as we head into the hairpin. Yeah, it's pretty much a hairpin, I'd call it. We're up into 22nd, which is always a good start. We've got our teammate just 2 places ahead of us as the frame rate goes again. It is something that Milestone really, really need to fix. It is so damn frustrating. It is one of the most annoying things. We're going to try and get up the inside of Powie, I think that's how you say it. Or maybe not quite, as the frame rate seems to be dropping again. We're going to get in this slipstream. Hopefully we can make a move up into this very tight hairpin. And we're going to go a little bit deep. No, there's a big accident in front of us. And we've hit the bike. We've got a few positions. And we've also got our teammate right on our outside. As the frame rate again. I cut that corner a little bit, but the frame rate dropped heaps. So I'm not going to... Oh, I've been passed up the inside by Martin. We're up into 17th, that's okay. I'm not sure who went down there, but there was a bit of a crash at the tight hairpins. We've got our teammate coming up our inside, and we're not having any of that. We're going to go right around his outside, not the inside of Martin. A beautiful move there. Up into 16th. We're going to look to his outside. I would have preferred the inside, but so be it. He's going to hold us on the inside as the frame rate drops again, but we get a nice switchback line there and up into 15th. Right around the outside of Mia. Beautiful move there. We're almost into the top 10. Can we possibly look for a move up the inside at the final corner? Yes, we can. Up into 11th, around the outside of Bagnaia. Not quite. We're one position out of the top 10 now as we come to the end of lap number 2. We're going to look to the outside, I think. We go up into turn number 1. No, I couldn't do it right around the outside. Up the inside of Loy and Bagnaia. Into the top 10 we go, into 9th place. We're moving up the field quite nicely here. We've got another 3 laps to go after this, and we're already into the top 10. We just got to get past a couple more bikes, and then we can try and hunt down that lead pack, who haven't really broken away much. But these two in front of me have fallen a little bit off that lead pack. I'm going to try and get in the slipstream and move right across to the inside as we head up to turn 1. I'm not going to the outside again like last lap. That didn't really work. And we make the move stick on both of them. Up into P7 now. Now we just need to get on the back of this lead pack. As the frame rate is going again. The frame rate drops have been so bad this race. It is so damn frustrating. And it's something that Milestone really need to sort out. It is a freaking joke. We look around the outside of all 3 of the bikes there. Not quite. We got 2 of them. We couldn't quite get Jorge Navarro. But that is P5 now. It looks like our teammate Brad Binder is in the lead of this race. We've got another 2 laps. We could be able to win this. We've got the Leopard bike coming up really close behind us and up our inside even as the freaking frame rate goes again. And Quartararo is got up our inside. We're now going side by side down the pit straight as we end lap number 4, start lap number 5 as we head down into turn 1. We're going to get Quartararo, but no we're not because we make contact with the back of Navarro's bike. And we're back down into P6, but can we try and force the issue up the inside of the hairpin? No we can't. We're going to be stuck in P6 as the frame rate is gone again. For God's sake, this is actually ridiculous. It is so damn frustrating right now. It's the only problem with this game. Everything else with this game, and the wet weather, and the loading times, but most things with this game are fine. If you just want to do a dry race and have some fun, this game is great. Except for the freaking frame rate drops. Up the inside of Quartararo, now around the outside of Jorge Navarro, back into P4. And it looks like Brad Binder and someone have broken away from, I think that's Bastianini, who we are closing up on. Can we try and make a move for P3? Probably not into the final corner here, but maybe into turn 1, assuming we get a good exit, which we're going to aim for. We get a nice switchback line on Bastianini, and we're up into P3, onto the podium, as the frame rate is dropping again. It's happening every 3rd corner, I swear, this race. It is a fucking joke. But Brad Binder is passing, I think that's Finardi, into turn number 1. And this is the last lap as the frame rate is gone again, for God's sake. I'm about to lose my shit over this frame rate drop. It is pissing me off so much this race. It's never pissed me off this much. Oh my god, what a beautiful move! And we take the lead on the penultimate corner of the last lap, but can we hold as we go down into the final corner? We've got a bike up our inside. We come out of the final corner. We're gonna win in Jerez. Yee-hoo! I don't know what that sound was, but we win in Jerez. That is 2 wins from 2 this episode. Now I think we have a VR46 Academy event next, but there you can see we won by 8/10 in the end, with Brad Binder just losing out to Finardi there by, God, not much at all, 0.05 of a second or something like that. But as you can see, we do get the fastest lap. That's part of the reason that I don't really want to qualify for this and do 3-lap races, because I am faster on this difficulty, but if I go up to the next difficulty, I'm quite slow. So I think I think this 25% race seems to work, but let me know down in the comments below if you think that I should leave it at 25% races, which are about 5 laps, or I should go back to 15% races, which are 3-lap races, or whatnot. But there you can see the results. We won. Our teammate was 3rd. Let's continue. Have a look at the championship standings, and we take the lead of the championship. Well, sort of. We are equal on points with Romano Finardi, and then Brad Binder is in 4th, our teammate. So we're equal on points for the lead of the championship, which is brilliant news. Hopefully we can try to break away a little bit. And if we have a look at the constructors, KTM, we should be way in front, and we are. We have 45 points in front, almost double the points of Honda, which is freaking awesome. But I think we have an event at the Moto Ranch next, so let's jump into that. Okay, this is where I'm going to end today's video. If you have enjoyed it, make sure you smash that like button. If you are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.